Hi, Tim from Fair Play Now, and it's the English National Lockdown, day 17, 21st of November 2020. And we're actually well over halfway through now, or just a bit over halfway through the national lockdown. Well, and that's if it actually does end on the 2nd of December like they've promised. Not holding my breath. And if it does end, we'll probably still be in lockdown in everything but name. But if they are true to their word and they finish it on the 2nd of December, that means we are over halfway through, pretty much only next week, and then just a bit of the following week, and then we'll be out of it hopefully, so fingers crossed. But it's a Saturday today, and so not much to do work-wise. I just popped out and did a quick look at a job and quote, so I got that done. Should have only been about 10-15 minutes there, but in actual fact I was there for, must have been about an hour, because there's a couple of very chatty ladies who just wanted to sort of chat, and I'm finding this quite a lot now during this second national lockdown. There's quite a lot of people, you go to people's houses and they want to just chat to you a lot. And you can understand why. They're perhaps lonely people who can't get out and can't meet people, can't meet their friends, socialise and do things. So yeah, people are getting lonely, and of course I sort of turn up at people's houses to do a job and they just want to chat. So maybe what I'm planning on doing is just maybe making a little bit more time in my schedule, perhaps, just so if people do want to chat, I can at least just stand there and maybe chat for a few minutes after finishing a job, rather than just rushing off kind of quickly or straight away like I normally do. So yeah, I'll make a little bit more of a time in my schedule just to maybe just chat to people and hopefully make them feel a little bit less lonely, as well as do my job. Looking at the news, well, I have sort of in my previous videos covered most of what's gone on this week just gone, but a couple of little things I've noticed is, well, Boris announced this sort of massive increase in sort of military spending, and he also wants to launch a rocket from Scotland into space, the first ever British launch, I think it is, into space the year after next. I'm where the government's found this bottomless pit of money from, I don't know. I wish I could find one, to be honest. I'm sure everybody does, but where all this money is coming from, you'd have thought with all the furlough schemes and all the rest of it, you'd think they'd barely have enough money to put on a sort of a firework display in London at the end of the year, New Year's Eve, let alone a huge great space program costing billions. But anyway, they seem to sort of found this endless pit of money from somewhere. And they're also talking about how we're getting quite close to a vaccine now. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm sort of very, very sort of doubtful about the whole vaccine thing. It's not that I'm an anti-vaxxer. I went to the Far East last year, and before I went I took a lot of vaccines. I actually had 9 injections, not on the same day, I hasten to add. That would have been a bit sort of horrible. I think I did have 4 of them on the same day. But vaccinating me against this, that and everything else, and getting some of the other things like my tetanus and what have you up to date. And one of the vaccines I had was for rabies, and there's a couple of others which also had as well. But the thing with rabies is if you get it, there's 100% chance of you dying from it. Nobody recovers from rabies. So, and when you're kind of looking at those sort of odds, I don't mind taking a vaccine to just hedge my bets. But when you're talking about a disease with such a high recovery rate, a 99.7% recovery rate, I just don't see what the point of taking a vaccine against that is. Yes, I can see the point for older people maybe who are more vulnerable. May well make sense for them to take a vaccine, but why someone's relatively young, well, yeah, not exactly young, but relatively young and relatively fit, needs to take a vaccine, I've got no idea. So, as it's the weekend, I always like to kind of keep things a little bit lighter than, or not so heavy as, yeah, maybe other sort of parts of the week. So I'm just going to leave one video recommendation, and it's a light-hearted thing just to lift the mood a bit. And I've watched the 4 Candles sketch by the two Ronnies. And if you've ever seen it, you'll know how funny that is. I've seen it quite a few times and it always makes me laugh. So I'm going to leave a link for that in the comments section below. So have a watch, have a laugh, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. So day 17 of the English national lockdown. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.